there are way too many books out there to read, and I just want to read all of them right now, and I don't know how to cope with the fact that I can't. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Kendall, and today we're going to be picking out my July TBR. I am so super excited. So I have written down a bunch of books that I want to read between the months of July and August, and so I'm going to actually do my spin the wheel game. For those of you who do not know, I created a spin the wheel game for my TBR. I based it off of Sydney's from her channel, and I have it linked down below in my April TBR video, I think, that I made. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm a big mood reader, so sometimes it doesn't always stick out. But the first time I did it, it was a big success, so I'm gonna do it again. And hopefully, with all the spins that I do, I will be able to get books that I want to read. And I'm gonna be like trying to base it off this list. So we'll see how that goes. But I'll explain it really quickly. So I'm going to lay this on the floor and spin, and different colors will have different prompts. If you land on one that has an exclamation point, that is going to be a bad prompt, but it's really just something that challenges me to read. If you land on the plus one up here, that means you have to add a book to your TBR, and this one down here on this yellow means that you just do a respin. So these, if you've never made them, are really easy to make. So yeah, they're really fun. I highly encourage you to do one of your own. Even if you're a mood reader, like, you could do really fun things with this game. So let's just jump right into it and do it. So I was going to do it in my room, but my cat is being crazy right now and running around. So we're going to spin it in my sister's room slash my new office area. So let's go ahead and do it. So I'm not doing these in any order. You guys will have seen what I spun when I spun it, but I just jumbled these all together and didn't keep them in order. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm reading and all this other stuff. Thankfully, so I started reading a book, and thankfully one of these goes with the prompts that I got, which was the mood read prompt, thankfully, because I've already started reading it, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did. I have my book, like, case thing that I keep on it so it doesn't get, like, destroyed, but right now I'm reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by B.E. Schwab. I'm loving it. Only 30 pages in at the moment, but it's going so well. I'm definitely intrigued. So this is supposed to be like a magical realism type of fantasy, and It's about this girl named Addie, and she made some kind of deal a long time ago where she is not able to speak her name out loud, and people forget her basically as soon as they meet her, and she's just a very forgettable person right now. And Addie is not wanting to be this person. She wants to just live her life, but she wants to be remembered, and she's living through 3 centuries, and you're following her through her lives that she's living. But then she ends up at this bookstore like 300 years later from when she's made this bargain, and somebody remembers her, and everything changes from there. So it just sounds really, really amazing. Olivia really loves this one. Everybody that I have talked to really loves this one, so I cannot even wait to get through the rest of this book. So this is definitely a mood read for me at the moment, so it's going to fulfill the prompt perfectly. The next one I got is a challenge for me, and it is a DNF or failed to read before. Mine is a failed to read before. I was kind of not in the mood, I guess, for a fantasy novel, and when I picked this up, I think it was a lot at one time coming for me, because it is a very intimidating book, and so it was kind of hard to just be like, oh yeah, I'm reading this now. But I have a very special video planned out for this book, and I can't even begin to describe how much fun it's going to be, and so I'm very excited to get to this one this month. So the book that I'm reading for this is the first Crescent City book, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. Look at her. She's huge. She's literally huge. She's thick, and I'm scared of her. This will be the first book that I have read of Sarah J. Maas that has not been a part of the Court of Thorns and Roses series, so I'm very nervous about it. I know I have not read Throne of Glass. I need to. I plan to. Hopefully I'll get around to it one day. We shall see. But I did try to read this at some point, and I only got like not even 5 chapters in, and I was just getting like a little bit confused and messed up. But I'm going to use the audiobook to try and get through this one, so I think that will be a very good thing for me to have. But in this book, you're following Bryce, and Bryce just wants to live her life and party and just not have a care in the world. But something happens where her friends get murdered, and innocent people end up behind bars, but Bryce is determined to bring justice to her friends' murders. And then you have Hunt, who is a fallen angel, and he is a slave to these archangels, I believe. Yeah, archangels, that are the reason he's fallen. I don't even know. There's a lot to unpack so far. But anyway, he's basically trained to do one thing, and that is to pretty much kill anybody who goes against his boss, or anybody that his boss says like, hey, go kill them. He has to go do it because he's a slave, so he can't, that's what he has to do. But there's obviously a murder loose in the city, so they're like, okay, listen, Hunt, if you help Bryce find this murder and you know, figure all this out, we'll give you your freedom. So of course he's gonna take that deal. So you have some romance going on between Bryce and Hunt. I am so ready for this book. Look at it though. She's probably the most intimidating book I've seen. So we'll see how it goes. We shall see. But like I said, I have a really fun video plan for this one, and I have nothing but like good thoughts going into it, so hopefully that will help out a lot. The next one is a character's name in the title. This one was not hard to find because I literally just got this book in not that long ago. Are you ready to see what it is? It's Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead by Elle Cosimano. Oh my gosh, so excited for this one. You guys will find out that I read the first one in my June wrap-up video, which will be coming out soon, but I loved it. I was in love. It was a 5-star read for me, so I have high expectations, but I'm also like just ready to dive back into Finlay's life because I love it so much. But I do want to give a shout out to Kaitlin from Pride and Paperback because she got this book for me. She is so sweet. She knew that I was on a book buying ban and she knew how much that I love this. I was having a really awful week with like school and everything like that, and so she was really sweet and she sent it to me, and she's just one of the best people. I love her. She said, "So that you don't have to break your ban, love you." Like, you guys, like, who doesn't need friends that support them with not buying books and just buys it for them? Like, I don't deserve these people. Like, I really don't. I don't deserve the friends that I have made from this community, but I am ever so grateful for them and will cherish them forever. So this is, of course, the sequel to Finlay Donovan is Killing It. So Finlay is struggling to write yet another book as a single mom. She does have her live-in nanny and her best friend Vero, who is there to help her along the way, though, in this one, thankfully. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, like, if you haven't read Finlay Donovan and you want to read it and you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and skip this part of the video. Go past, because I don't want you guys to get spoiled, because this does have spoilers from the last book. So go ahead and skip this part if you don't want to hear it. So, as we found out, somebody is out to kill Steven and wants him dead, and Finlay doesn't know what to do with that situation. So she can either kill her husband, even though he is still a good dad to her kids, and he's already been through a lot with everything that happened in the first book. But if she helps him, it's going to get her deeper into this stuff that's going on with this Russian mob and all of this other thing, all of the other things that are going to get Finlay in trouble if she doesn't go for Steven. So then Vero is keeping a secret from her. Detective Anthony, or Detective Nick, whatever his name is coming back in the picture and wants to win over Finlay so bad, which I'm a fan of Nick, if nobody knows. But she's struggling with a lot. She has a lot going on. Somebody's trying to kill, like, somebody wants her ex-husband dead, the father of her children. So she doesn't have time for this, but a lot's going to go on in this book. I'm super excited to see what it has in store, and this is just going to get me pumped for the third book when it comes out. The next prompt is from the library. This one I'm going to have to go with One True Loves by Jenkins Reid. This is a book that I wanted to read during the Suns Out Books Out readathon, but I did not get to it. I'm going to choose it because I have the audiobook from the library, so I'm going to use that to listen to it. So you're following Emma, who was married to this man named Jesse, and Jesse was the love of her life. They lived a really good life, what they had together, and then Jesse was sent on a mission, and through that mission he ended up not coming back, and so everybody is assuming he's dead because he never showed back up. Well, Emma moves on with her life. She meets Sam, they get engaged, and they are living happily, but then it ends up that Jesse's not dead, and he has been searching for her and coming back, like trying to get back to her. And so you have this really unique love triangle type deal where she's gonna have to choose between her husband or her fiance, and I literally don't know what's gonna happen in this book. I know it's gonna destroy my soul because they tend to do that, and I'm not excited for it, but I'm prepared. I'm ready. Like, I might as well just, I mean, it is what it is. The next prompt is a not so pretty cover, and this one is one that I'm very excited for, but I honestly just don't care for the cover that much. And that's gonna have to be Unravel Me by Tahereh Mafi, which is the second book in the Shatter Me series. I don't know, I'm not drawn to the cover. It's just an eyeball. I don't know. I think it just makes me uncomfortable because it looks like her eyelashes are frozen, and the thought of that like happening to me is terrifying. Maybe that's why. But I'm not going to judge it off of its cover because I really enjoyed the first book and I've been dying to get to the second book in the series, so this is the time for it to present itself. So again, if you have not read Shatter Me and you don't want to be spoiled by me talking about Unravel Me, go ahead and skip this part and you can come back to it later. So we know in the last book, the first book, Shatter Me, in the series, that Juliet and what's his name? Oh my gosh, I have forgotten his name. Adam. Whew, can you tell I don't really care for Adam that much? But anyway, so Juliet, Adam, and Adam's brother have escaped to Omega Point. Juliet has found out that there are people like her who have gifts. They don't have the same exact gift as her, but they have other gifts. And so she's thinking, great, this is a place where I can learn to use my gift and respect it and cherish it. And these people aren't going to look at me as freaks. And she's also thinking that she's so happy that she's not the only one that has a gift like this. And she can share her thoughts and feelings with other people. So she's really happy now. She's free to love Adam how she wants to and be with him. She is free to use her powers. She's free from the reestablishment. She doesn't have to be used by them for like a war weapon or whatever they were planning on using her for. And she is just happy, but she's still not happy with her gift. Because to her, it's not a gift. I mean, to me, if I was touching people and they were instantly dying, that probably wouldn't be a gift for me either. But she's also has already dealt with Warner. And Warner is not the type of guy who is going to let her go. He's very obsessive. Not a great trait, but it is what it is. And he's not going to just stop and be like, oh, Juliet got out. Just going to let her go. Bye, have a good time. No, like, no, he's not going to do that. So she has some competition to look out for. It says, let me just read what it says to you guys. It says, Juliet knows that in her present, she will have to make some life-changing choices. Choices that may involve choosing between her heart and Adam's life. That's never fun. Choosing between you and the person that you love. So, I'm excited to see where this book goes. I'm sure it's going to end up leaving me to the point where I want to buy the third one and get into it, even though I have tons of other books, as we can see above me, that I need to get to. But I'm excited for this month. I've been dying to get to it, so I'm really glad I got that prompt. Okay, the last and final prompt I got was solely because of the cover. So this is like a book that I have been wanting to read just because of how pretty the cover is. But this book has a lot more than just the cover that has drawn me in. But the cover is definitely one that stood out to me and made me like gravitate toward it. So I have chosen to read Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. Look how pretty the cover is. I think it's because you have this beautiful orange and the dark like teal blue that I really like, and it's just a really pretty cover. This is my like a book of the month for May of last year. Oh my gosh. I've had this for so long. I didn't know that I had it for over a year. Okay, well, I'm glad that we're getting to it now. It's a really short read, which is why I added like 6 books to my TBR for this month, because I think I can get through them. I read 10 books last month, so I'm being a little bit courageous with this, but we'll see how it goes. But anyway, so Ariadne is the princess of Crete. So Ariadne is this princess. She is, you know, not like the spoiled brat or anything, but she doesn't really have a care in the world. She just lives her life, walks around the palace, lets her nursemaids take care of her, tell her stories, she dances, she gets to do everything. But her brother, on the other hand, is locked down below the palace, and he is a minotaur, and he requires a blood sacrifice. So then you have Theseus, who comes, and he is the prince of Athens, and he is determined to kill the minotaur. And I don't know what Ariadne sees in him, but she sees something that convinces her to help him kill the minotaur. But that means she's gonna have to leave home. Like, she's not gonna be able to keep living the life that she's been living and enjoying everything that she's been enjoying, because she has defied her country and her family and the gods and everybody pretty much. So she is also going to have to leave behind her sister Phaedra, which is not going to be good. She loves her sister loves her, and it's probably going to break my heart, to be honest. I am so excited for this story. I don't really know much about Ariadne. I haven't heard a lot about her, so I'm very excited to do some research into her and then read her story, see what this is like, because it's just going to be amazing. I really like the back of this cover, it says Sister, Lover, Traitor, Hero, and I just think that just sums up probably this entire book in 4 words. But it's gonna be great, I have no doubt about it, and this is just gonna make me want to read even more mythology. So that is my ginormous TBR that I have chosen for this month. I'm a little nervous about it, but it's gonna be okay. I have faith that I can do it. Like I said, I have a special video planned for one of my books, and I can't wait to just dive right into these. But it's just going to be a great summer for reading, because June was such a great month of reading for me, and I have high hopes for July and August, so we're going to do this thing. I also finished school this month, within like the middle of the month, so I'm going to have even more time for reading. It's going to be perfect. I cannot wait, and definitely leave down below the books that you're most excited to read in July, or books that you are intimidated by. But yeah, definitely let me know. Let me also know down below if there are any books that you have read from my TBR that I have picked, and what you think I'm going to think about them, or how you like them. Just let me know your thoughts. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you all so very much, and I will see you guys in the next one.